think most people know me, but if not, my name's Ian Wood, and I was previously the SMO here. I'm now employed as a medical planner in JMed in JFC Naples, but I've been asked to talk to you very briefly just about some of the medical aspects of the coronavirus infection. That's better. It turns out that I am a GP after all. The medical aspects of coronavirus are complex, and today I'm just going to brief you on two of them. Principally, how does it affect you and your families, or how is it likely to affect you and your families? And also some of the wider epidemiological aspects of the disease. Well, we've all heard of people needing ventilatory support and the strain that hospitals are under, but for the vast majority of people, it will be similar to the flu. You're going to feel pretty lousy. You're going to have aching muscles, a fever, a dry cough. Now, some people will have other symptoms such as vomiting or diarrhea as well, but for the most of us, it will be like flu. If at any stage over the next few weeks you do find yourself coming down with any symptoms like this, it is important that you let the medics know as soon as possible and take steps to isolate yourself. We'll post some links below with official guidance on this. Over the course of the illness, some people can develop a shortness of breath. Now, this is the symptom that you really need to be aware of, because this can be a sign of a pneumonia developing. But this will be the absolute minority of people. Most people will just be able to go home, probably feel miserable for a few days, but a full recovery will be made. Epidemiology is the study of who gets a disease, how they get to the disease, and what can be done about controlling the disease. At the moment, epidemiologists will be very busy modelling all the different control measures that could be put in place and what effect that they'll be having. Now, I've not been told anything more than anybody else, but my supposition is that they'll be looking out to the 12-month point or even beyond for their planning horizon. It is also likely that this disease will have a bimodal distribution. That means that there's two humps of incidence. So it will go up initially and then it will come back down again. But then we're in for a second round. My point behind saying this is that I think that the social distancing measures that are in place now will exist for quite a considerable amount of time. I don't mean days or weeks. I suspect that these measures will be present in some form or another for the next few months. Now, if these social measures are going to be in place for several months, that brings with it some different considerations. We need to look after our mental and our physical health. Time spent considering how you're going to exercise and how you're going to keep yourself in a good frame of mind will be time well spent. On the physical side, it could be aerobics in the house or circuit training in the garden. The mental health side of things may be more challenging. Recommendations that I would have would be to certainly keep up with your physical exercise, do whatever you can. I would also guard your privacy. If we're all living on top of each other with no escape, we do need to make time for ourselves. Another thing that you can do is use your hands, whether it's gardening, whether it's baking bread, whether it's painting or modelling. Actually, physically using your hands can help you a great deal. Another thing you can do is try and keep in touch with nature. Now, we're not going to be able to go for walks in the hills or anything like that, but you can look up close and examine a plant, watch an insect, watch an animal at play. Keeping in touch with nature does really help with people's mental health. I would be wary of social media. It is great for keeping in touch with people, but spending too much time comparing your life to those of others can be enormously detrimental to your mental health. And probably last of all, look to your left and look to your right. Look out for people. I think we're in this for a long slog, and we do need to take care of ourselves and each other at this time. The reality is that at some stage, we are likely to get the coronavirus. It is likely to be unpleasant. We are going to feel unwell, but it will pass. There are wider health considerations though at the moment, and that is about this extraordinary situation we find ourselves in. We're not going back to business as usual tomorrow, the next day, next week, or even next month, I don't think. So we need to start considering now what we're going to do to preserve our health over the forthcoming weeks and months, physical and mental. The last line of all this has to be that the British Forces Clinic is there for you. If you find yourself in any need of any health advice, guidance, or whatever, don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, book yourself an appointment, and speak to the doctor or the nurse that are there. Take care now.